Hey there, my Tyler Perry fans. It's your girl Barbie J here, and we are back with the season premiere of The Oval, Season 4, Episode 1, The Package. And we knew what that package was going to be, didn't we, y'all? So, before we get into all of that, let me finish up with this recap and review. So, it started the way it ended, of course. We got Grip. He got his gun pulled on Priscilla. Priscilla got her gun pulled on him, and she's like, put it down, put it down. He's like, you put it down, you put it down. They're going back and forth. He finally folded to a black female. Not even that, a black female who works in the kitchen at the White House. She the cook. So, black women, we got power to scare this man. Supposed to be so hard and so tough, and he let this woman scare him into putting his daggone gun down instead of him shooting. So anyway, when she tells Alan to pick it up, be careful, be careful. And of course, the way Alan, his dumb chicken butt, went over there, Grip grabbed him and choked him and put him in a chokehold, and Priscilla says, let him go, and Grip states he just wants to talk, and Priscilla's yelling at yelling, and Alan's yelling, and I'm like, Alan, shut up. He's like, shut up, shoot that mother's finger. He's like, she's not gonna shoot him, I just want to talk, all of this. Anyway, she asked him, did he have some neighbors? And she started yelling at Alan's neighbors to call 911. And Grip's like, you don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. Then Grip took them both and threw themselves over the railing, and they fell about 3 flights down to the floor. I said, what the freak? Priscilla's like, oh my gosh. She runs down there to the bottom, and she gets Alan and picks him up, try to get him and say, come on, come on. And they get in the car and left Grip down there on the floor. I said, that was crazy right there. I don't know what Grip was thinking, but that was darn right crazy. Then we got Hunter. He walked into, remember, Richard and Nancy's house, and he's asking what's wrong with me. And Nancy's like, oh, Mr. President. And, she the only one who's talking to him. And he asks Nancy who she is, and Nancy tells him, I'm Richard's wife, and he's like, does Richard's wife have a name? And she said, oh, yeah, it's Nancy. So he asks, is this what y'all do all day? Sit around and talk about me? And Sharon asks him, what are you doing here? And he said, I came to see you. And Sharon tells him to get the hell out of the house. And oh, Lord. And that old punk ass Kareem is telling her, be quiet, babe. And she's like, no. She's like, get the hell out. She's yelling, get the hell out. And he's looking at her. She's like, who are you talking to? She's like, you. And then she get mad and just calms down and folds her arm. And Kareem, he is such a punk. He kept saying, listen to your friend, or you listen to your man, or whatever he was saying. So he asked Nancy if she wanted him to leave. And she was like, seeing as I didn't invite you in, I think it's best that you do. I said, that's a nice way to put it, Nancy. And Nancy asked, didn't you just lose your son? And he said, yes, I did. She said, then why are you here? And then he claims he came there to see Richard and not Sharon like he originally stated. Then he offends Nancy with some kind of comment about saying, did Sharon tell you, I offered her a house and all of this stuff. And she's like, no. And he's like, see, maybe if Sharon, you had told her, she would have told you that to take it. That would have been the right thing to do. She said, no, I would not have. And he said, oh, see, then you would have been like this, like her, and then living in a place like this. She said, excuse you? He was like, oh, no, I'm not trying to insult you. Please don't get insulted. I was like, he needs some help. He was nasty son of a something. But anyway, before he leaves, he asks Sharon to step outside, and she says no. And so as Hunter leaves, he meets nosy Miss Jody. Oh my God. I thought this was so funny. And she wanted to get a pic with him to prove he was there. And he said no. And she told him that she didn't vote for his ass anyway because she don't like him. And she asked him, or he said something to her. And she said, are you flirting with me? And Hunter said, I flirt with everything that moves. And she's like, ooh, he's so nasty. You nasty as hell. She told and she told him, he said something about maybe next time if you vote for me, I'll come. Next time if you vote for me, you'll be able to take a picture or something like that. She was like, oh, hell no. She said, you better not bring your white ass around here alone again. You may not live to see her next time. I said Miss Jody just says what's on her mind. She don't even care. I love Miss Jody. Then she shouted out to Alonzo saying, hey there, Dominican, you like some brown meat? Brown meat? Hey, he waves back and shouts back, talk to you later. I was like, he's so crazy. I thought that was so funny. That was probably one of the funniest scenes of the show. Then we got Bobby. He tells Kyle he's out of bullets and that it's over after they were shooting at each other. And Bobby opens up the cell and says, you want to beat Bobby's ass? And Kyle's like, no, I don't want to beat Bobby's ass. So he's like, to get up. And he gets on Kyle and he handcuffs him and blindfolds him. And of course, Kyle says something stupid like, oh, so you getting kinky now and all this stuff. It was too tight. And Bobby said, I thought that's how you liked it. So Bobby said a little kinky something too. Anyway, then we go to Lily and Donald, and he doesn't want to go to the hospital. He's telling the Secret Service to bring the doctor here and not to let Lily leave. And Donald just keeps talking smack while the two secret agents attend to them. And one of them got, like, Lily damn near hell. He got his arms and legs around holding her down so she can't go because she's trying to get away. It was so ridiculous. Then we have, what else happened? Hunter's in the car with Alonzo saying that his car sucks. And then he starts letting him know how much the other agents do to help him, like Grip and Kyle. And Alonzo just keeps saying, I want to get you back to the White House. I think it's best to get you back to the White House. Then he tells Alonzo that he wants him to help him find a black girl with some big tits, and he wants to score some cocaine. And he said, now take me to Whoretown. I said, what in the world? I was like, he is so derogatory. I don't know. The stuff he says, he's disgusting. Hunter's just disgusting. He ain't nasty. He's disgusting. Anyway, it goes back to Sharon. She's pissed at Kareem for not saying anything. And then she shut him down for being mean to Dale because he said something mean to Dale. And then Kareem said, well, I didn't see Barry coming downstairs to say anything. And Nancy checked him once again. So I'm like, yo, man, don't you do that. Don't you go there. And he started apologizing. And Sharon made him apologize to Dale, too. And he finally did apologize. Dale was like, I don't need it. But Sharon made Kareem apologize. And the other thing was that their phones still weren't working because he said he came to see Richard, and then Nancy was going to try to call, but he let them know that their phones are shut off until he leaves. Then now we see Victoria meeting with the White House doctor or whoever he was, and he's looking for Hunter to ask if they can do an autopsy, the final autopsy on Jason. And she's sitting there going, well, he's not here. What's going on? And she's upset that they did the autopsy because she knows she drugged him or whatever. That's the issue. So he said, well, we already did a preliminary one. And she was like, what? How are y'all doing that? My son just died and you already doing that? And then she said, well, anyway, I want you to have him cremated. Like, no more autopsy. Just cremate him right away due to their religion. And he said, but ma'am, you're Catholic. She's so dumb. She don't know nothing. But somebody's supposed to be so smart. She's dumb. Then she said, just do what I said. Then he informs her that it's good that Jason died the way that he did because he had a serious bout of cancer and wouldn't have lived much longer. She was like, oh my God, I didn't even know that. She's so stupid. She is so stupid. I'm telling you, she hanging around Hunter too much and she getting as dumb as him. Then Richard shows up at the hospital and relieves Max. And Sam is like, I'm going to kill that SOB, talking about Kyle for shooting him. Then he tells Richard he needs a favor. He did something and needs Richard to make sure that some package is at a location and it must be protected at all costs. And he also tells Richard he can't tell a soul. Then Sam also told Richard to tell Scylla something, what happened or something. I kept hearing him say, tell Scylla what happened, I think. So then they take him and then they take Richard into surgery. Then they take Sam into surgery. Now we see Alan in the car with Priscilla and they're talking and she lets Alan know that she can't always tell him everything that's going on. So he gets mad and doesn't want to tell her anything. I said, he is so petty. He needs to grow up. And Priscilla tries to contact Sam, but he doesn't answer. Then she tries to contact the vice president and he doesn't answer either. Then he asks Priscilla, what's the plan? This is Alan asking her what's the plan. And then he knows something, but he won't tell her what he knows. And so she's like, whatever. and he's getting all excited, and she's telling him to calm down, and finally, it switched from that scene because Alan makes me sick. I don't know what it is about him, but he's really working my last nerve. Anyway, then we have Max calling Bobby, letting him know that he's on the way. Bobby tells Kyle they are going to kill him. And Kyle is telling them that they need to give it up and what they're trying to do. And then Kyle starts saying some sexual comments and innuendos towards Bobby, saying he's going to make him his chocolate sundae. And Bobby tells him he needs to shut up. And when he does it, Bobby punches Kyle in the stomach. I said, oh, snap. Then back at Donald and Lily's house, they have these no good doctors that came in to take care of their injuries, and they have Lily strapped to a gurney, and they won't give her any pain medicine as they care for her gunshot wound, and as she screams, she's in so much pain. And Donald thinks it's funny because he's all drugged up and feeling no pain at all. So after enduring all of that pain that she was dealing with, Lily ended up passing out because she was screaming and hollering and everything. So she passes out from it. Then Donald's phone rings and it's Grip. And he tells him what happened. Donald is pissed and asks Grip if he had a gun. And Grip said, she took it. First he said she had a gun. Then he said she took it. And so then he asked if Grip had a knife. And he said yes. Then Donald told him to stab himself with it and get off his damn phone. He was so mad at Grip. He found out Grip is not invincible, right? Then Priscilla shows up at Richard's and Nancy's house with Alan. And then Nancy called Richard to ask him to come home. Because Priscilla was trying to reach him herself. So she asked him to come home, and he was like, well, what's the matter? Like, he's doing something. And he was real reluctant until she told him that the president was there. And he's like, what? What did he want? She said he wanted Sharon. Then he had her put Priscilla on the phone, and he told Priscilla that Sam was shot. And Priscilla's expression was like, oh my God. She was totally shocked, and you could see the concern. And she's like, I got to go to the hospital. But Richard said that it would be best for her to stay there at the house. So they go inside because he told her, he's going into surgery, so there ain't nothing she could do anyway. Then it ended with Richard showing up to some house with a message for these men who had guns, and they was asking who he was, and he said, Sam sent me, and they like, where's Sam? And he's in the hospital, he got shot and all this stuff. And Richard told them so they let him in. And when he get in, he's looking like, what? You see a body in a hospital bed, and it's Jason. Whoa, we knew that's what it was going to be, didn't we? And that was the package, because that's what he said. That was what Sam said. I have a package that needs to be taken care of and made sure that it's protected at all costs. So, y'all, that's how it went down. This was the first episode. It wasn't that bad, but it wasn't that good. It had some funny parts. I would give it like a 3.5. Maybe I'd get a 4. I don't know. Y'all tell me down in the comment section what y'all think. And for those of you who haven't subscribed to my channel, please take a moment now. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that thumbs up button that you like it. And share your thoughts. Share your comments. And share this video. This is your girl Barbie J saying peace.